One of them led the entire nation in scoring as a true freshman.
Darryn Peterson gets that screen up top.
One dunked 66 times in just 24 games.
Gets free. Wilson with the slam.
One is being compared to Tracy McGrady.
AJ coming down the lane, throwing it down.
And one is the son of a man who once wore a Chicago Bulls jersey.
Poster! Cam Boozer!
The 2026 NBA Draft Top 4 is loaded, and today we're breaking down all of them. AJ Dybantsa, Darryn Peterson, Caleb Wilson, and Cameron Boozer. No shortcuts, no borrowed opinions, this is just a full deep dive. Before we get into these guys individually, let me set the table. What makes this draft class special isn't just the talent at the top, it's the variety. You've got a potential wing superstar, an elite two-way scorer, a hyper-athletic play finisher, and the most polished big man we've seen come out of college in years. Draft night reshapes franchises, so let's get into it, starting with the man who led the entire nation in scoring this season. AJ Dybantsa. Number 1 overall on nearly every single big board right now, and the numbers back it up completely. Dybantsa is a 6'9", 210-pound small forward out of BYU. 19 years old from Brockton, Massachusetts, and he was the number 1 ranked prospect in the entire 2025 recruiting class. His decision to go to BYU instead of a blue blood program raised some eyebrows, but Dybantsa didn't just survive in Provo, he dominated it. This past season, he started all 35 games as a true freshman and averaged 25.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game, leading the entire nation in scoring. His 894 total points as a freshman are the 3rd most ever by a first-year player in college basketball history. That's not happening by accident. So what makes him the consensus number 1? 3 things. First, the physical profile. 6'9" with a wingspan hovering around 6'11", already strong, long strides. He's built for the NBA right now. Second, the scoring. He shot 51% from the field, and his three-point shooting climbed to 33% by the end of the year. He scores at all 3 levels, draws contact, and creates off the dribble in a way that's drawing him Tracy McGrady comparisons. Tracy McGrady / Scottie Pippen. That's the NBA comparison from multiple draft analysts. Let that marinate for a second. Third, the playmaking. At 6'9", he's distributing like a point forward, reading defenses, finding cutters, slowing the game down. That's not normal for a player with his physical profile. The risk? His three-point shot needs to get more consistent. And defensively, the upside is enormous, but he's not the finished product on that end yet. But for a 19-year-old, those are very manageable questions. If you're picking number 1 overall, Dybantsa is the pick. Now let's shift to the guy who's pushing Dybantsa off some boards, Darryn Peterson out of Kansas. Peterson is a 6'5", 195-pound shooting guard with a 6'10" wingspan. And when it comes to creating his own shot, this kid has one of the deepest bags in the entire class. His numbers at Kansas? 20.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, 1.4 steals per game. He shot 38.2 from 3 on nearly 7 attempts per game. Those are legitimate shooting numbers for an NBA-level guard. But what separates Peterson isn't the percentages, it's how he scores. Pull-ups, step-backs, movement shooting, straight line drives. He operates at his own pace without looking rushed, and multiple scouts are already describing him as one of the most skilled and complete scorers in this entire class. His size matters too. At 6'5" for a shooting guard, he can shoot over small defenders and still guard up on the other end. 1.4 steals per game tells you his hands are quick and his defensive instincts are sharp. The concern? His assist numbers are modest, 1.6 per game. He's a scoring combo guard more than a true point guard right now. His finishing through an NBA-level contact is something teams want to see develop. And he's not the most explosive athlete in this class. He's not blowing past everyone on pure burst. But here's the thing, his poise, his balance, his feel for the game is already at a level most guards don't hit until year 3 or 4 in the league. If you're picking second and Dybantsa is off the board, Peterson is your guy. If you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure you're subscribed. We've got a ton more draft content coming before June, and you do not want to miss any of it. All right, back to it. Number 3 on the boards, and honestly, one of the most debate-worthy players in this entire class, Caleb Wilson, out of North Carolina. Wilson is a 6'9", 215-pound forward with a 7-foot wingspan. And when you watch his tape, the comparisons you'll hear are Kevin Garnett with a Giannis Antetokounmpo ceiling. Two players who were terrifying athletes that turned into franchise cornerstones. That should get your attention. His numbers this season at UNC: 19.8 points, 9.4 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.4 block, with a 62.6 true shooting percentage. And here's the number that tells you everything you need to know about who this kid is: 66 dunks in 24 games. 66! This man was a walking highlight reel every single night. Wilson's game is built on explosiveness. His twitch, his ground coverage, his ability to turn a defensive rebound into a transition score in 2 steps. That's the kind of athleticism that doesn't just translate to the next level, it transcends it. You don't coach what that kid does athletically. You just give him room and get out of the way. And here's what's interesting. His feel for the game is real. His 1.4 assist to turnover ratio tells you he's not just a freak out there running wild. He leads the game. He passes out of double teams. There's more offensive upside here than the highlight clips suggest. The risk? A few of them. First, injury. Wilson missed the last 9 games of his season with a broken left hand and then a broken right thumb. Second, his outside shot is a genuine work in progress. He barely shot threes last year, and his range doesn't extend much past the free throw line right now. And third, the defensive motor. When it's locked in, he's terrifying. But there were too many games where he took possessions off. That can't happen at the NBA level. The ceiling on Caleb Wilson is enormous. Some scouts have him over Cameron Boozer on their boards right now, and I understand exactly why. And now, the one I know some of you have been waiting for, Cameron Boozer. Duke, power forward, and Bulls fans, I need you to put this together. The son of Carlos Boozer, who wore a Chicago Bulls jersey from 2010 to 2014. If Cam Boozer ends up in a Bulls uniform, you can't write a better story than that. But let's talk about the player first. Boozer is a 6'10", 250-pound power forward from Miami, Florida. He measured 253 pounds at the draft combine with a 7'1" wingspan and a 9-foot standing reach. His frame is already NBA ready. This is not a developmental project. This is a finished building. His numbers at Duke this season: 22 points, 10.3 rebounds, 4.1 assists per game. He shot 55.9 from the field, 39.6% from the 3, and 79% from the free throw line. I want to be clear about this. Those are not prospect numbers. Those are NBA starter production numbers coming out of his freshman year of college. What makes Boozer the most unique player in the class isn't one thing, it's the polish. While every other player on this list has enormous ceilings but real developmental questions, Boozer already has everything. Advanced post footwork, elite passing out of double teams and the high post, the ability to be a primary scorer, a floor spacer, and a facilitator in the same game. He makes the right play. He reads the defense. He doesn't get sped up. At 18 years old, the concern with Boozer is his athleticism ceiling. He's not a high flyer. His quickness grade is the lowest of the top 4. Some scouts wonder if his skill set will fully hold up when he's facing elite athletes every single night in the NBA. Here's my counter to that. His floor is the highest of anyone in this class. If you want the safest pick, the most ready-made player, the guy who's going to contribute from night 1, it's Cameron Boozer. And Bulls fans, his dad played here. If fate has any say in this at all, we're manifesting. All right, let's bring it home. 4 prospects, 4 completely different skill sets. AJ Dybantsa is your pick if you want the highest ceiling in the class. The Tracy McGrady comparison isn't hype, it's scouted. Elite physical tools, elite scoring, real playmaking upside at 6'9". The blank canvas is massive. Darryn Peterson is your pick if you want an elite scorer from day 1. His shot creation is already at a level that most guards don't reach until year 3 in the league. The development questions are real but manageable. Caleb Wilson is your wild card. The ceiling might be the highest of all 4 if that shot develops and that motor locks in. That's not a guarantee, but it's absolutely in the range of the outcomes. And Cameron Boozer is your safest selection. Most polished, most ready, highest floor, son of a bull. If I'm picking 4th, I'm taking him without hesitation, and I'm already printing the jersey. Where do you guys stand? Drop your order in the comments. I want to see it. And if there's a sleeper in this draft you think is being overlooked, tell me down below. We're going to keep covering this draft all the way through June, so if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time.